Hi, this is Holly. It is not Christine. Christine is awesome, but she's not here today. So my name's Holly Thompson. I'm a Pilates teacher at the JCC. I'm going to be teaching you this virtual Pilates mat class. I'm really excited to share this with everybody that's at home. Pilates is one of the coolest, I think, and most practical exercise systems that you can do out of your own home. When I was training to become certified in Pilates, I was living in a 500 square foot house, and I had the amount of space between my bed and a wall. And let me just show you my Pilates mat. I had about that much of space to work out. I did it about every day, about 6 days a week. I did an hour Pilates to train, and I got in really good shape. It didn't take much equipment or much space. So it's a great one to do while we're all at home right now. So I'm certified for a personal trainer. I'm also a certified Pilates teacher, we know that. And I'm also a certified Z-Health practitioner. So what we need today is a mat. If you have a thick mat, the thicker the better for Pilates. They're usually about 3/4 of an inch, sometimes an inch to 1.25 inches thick. You can also stack several yoga mats together, and that will be a nice, good cushion for you. If you don't have either of those and you have a nicely thick padded carpet, that'll work just fine, okay? Now, we also want a little bit of wall space. So if you have some wall space, we're gonna do a couple of things up against the wall for our Pilates workout. If you don't have wall space, but you have a door, you can close the door. Just make sure you lock it from the inside so nobody barges in on you when you're working out. I've had that happen to me before, and it was the big surprise. So make sure you lock it. Now, if you don't have bare feet, go ahead and take your shoes and socks off. Be mindful of your own body. So if you know you have some tenderness of the feet and you need to wear some socks, then of course wear them. But ideally, we're going to do this workout bare feet. And hopefully you guys have all those things ready so we can get started. All right, awesome. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things standing up. So I'm going to show you guys my feet. So your feet are going to go right underneath your hips. We're going to lengthen the spine, get nice and tall. You're going to bring the arms out to the side of your body, and you want to bring your arms a little bit from the shoulders. Okay, so out here right in front. We're going to lengthen everything up. Again, nice and tall. Take some deep breaths. Let those shoulders relax and pull down and in. And just becoming aware of what's happening when we breathe right now. Okay, we're gonna move our hands, one on the chest, one on the lower rib area. Keep taking those nice deep breaths. Now, as you're breathing, you want to feel what's happening in the rib cage area, particularly in the lower ribs. You want to be able to feel most of the expansion in the lower rib area, as little as possible in the upper chest. All right, so hopefully that's feeling good. Kind of getting everything together, centering our body a little bit. We're gonna move the rib cage just a little bit. So put your hands back here on the sides of the ribs. We're gonna get nice and tall. Now we're gonna be shifting from the bottom of the rib cage to the top of the head over to one side. Breath in, exhale, shift it all back to the center. We're gonna alternate sides. So inhale when you shift over, exhale when you come to center. So you can see how I have one hand on the top of my head and the other hand's near my navel. This kind of helps me see and feel that I'm shifting rib cage up to my head and not just pushing my ribs over, right? So you want to get everything moving over to the side and center. Another good place to feel that happening is through the ribs. So you feel those ribs kind of push over, breath in, exhale, come to center. One more time, push those ribs over, breath in, and exhale, come to center. Awesome, relax those arms down. We're gonna do a couple stretches for the feet before we go to the floor. So I'm gonna show you what my feet look like. Okay, now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one foot just a little bit in front. We're gonna roll it out to the side. Stretching out the feet, stretching out the outer part of the ankle particularly. Right? This foot position looks kind of like if you were to roll your ankle. And interestingly enough, if you have rolled your ankles a lot, this can be a great exercise to recover from that. Oh, hey. I wasn't sure if I was live or not. I didn't find out for sure. Can you see me? Hey. Christine?
Hey, Holly, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. What's that?
Took me forever to link in to you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry it took a long time. I was just getting started and I wasn't sure anybody was going to join, so I was going to record it. So I'm glad to see you. So we've got Christine and Patricia. Hey, Christine. Nice to meet you. My name's Holly Thompson. I don't know if we've met before.
I don't know if we have. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we need just a couple of things for the class today. So if you have, do you guys have a Pilates mat at home?
Yes.
All right, we'll drag it out if you don't have it ready.
Oh, I thought we were going to sit here and let you do it.
So I've got my mat on the floor right there like that. So we both have a mat. Cool. And looks like you guys have some wall space because we'll use that also. So we're going to start standing up. So what we're going to do is we're going to, as soon as Patricia sat down, we're just going to do a little centering work and practice the breathing. So go ahead and put one hand here on the lower ribs and put your other hand up here on the upper chest. Sink your feet down into the floor, get nice and tall, and we're just going to take some deep breaths. Cool. And as you're doing that, you want to try to reduce that upper chest motion and get more of the lower rib motion. I love this. I can see you guys really well. All right, awesome. Now, keep that same breathing. Take the arms out to the side, but a little bit in front. Looks like you both have some space there. So come a little bit in front of the shoulder. So the way the arm is connected anatomically, we want to be a little bit in front. It's more of the resting position for the arms. Get nice and tall again. Take some deep breaths.
I'll be easier to see.
Awesome, great. Now, take your hands, put your hands on the sides of the ribs. We're going to be shifting the rib cage from the top of the head over to one side of the body. Okay, over here, we're going to take a breath in. When you exhale, we're going to come to the center. So you can see how I put my fingers. I've got one on the crown of my head, the other one's just above my navel. That kind of helps me make sure that I'm moving the ribs to the crown of the head over, that I'm not just kind of bending. So you could also put the hands here on the sides of the ribs. And you're going to push over to one side. Take a breath in, exhale, shift it back to the middle. And we're alternating sides. So now we go to the other side. Cool. Right, breath in, exhale, come to the center. Let's do that one more time on each side. Push the ribs over. Nice. And exhale, center. And then last time. And to the center. Awesome. Relax, shake the tension out of the arms. So we're going to do a couple stretches for the feet, and it looks like you guys have some good wall space. Now, it's good to use a little bit of wall space for this one to balance. So if you have a wall that you can either put on the side of you or in front of you, we're going to take one foot behind us. So you're just going to take the foot behind you. So you're going to be on the top of the foot. And then we're going to bend the lead leg. So the leg that's in the front, we're going to bend and straighten it. So as we're doing this, it's going to be stretching the top of the foot. Take some nice deep breaths. Awesome. Okay, let's switch to the other foot for the stretch. Put the other foot back on the top of the foot and then bend and straighten the knee. Check in with your breathing. Make sure it's still a nice deep breath. Awesome. Let's do one more of these. Great. Go ahead and step forward. We're going to go to the mat. We're going to do one more foot stretch and we'll come on down to the floor. Take one foot, take it in front, and we're going to roll it to the outside of the ankle and back to neutral. This stretch is going to be more on the outside of the ankle. Awesome. Go ahead and step that foot back, take the other foot forward, and we're going to roll that foot out. Now, if you guys have ever had rolled ankles, this can be a great recovery exercise for those. It can also help prevent you from rolling the ankles when you do these often. All right, let's do one more of these and come back. Cool. So I know you guys want to get on down to the floor. So we're gonna start doing some core stuff. So I'm gonna mute this for a second while I move my microphone. Back. All right, awesome. So can you see my mat okay?
Yeah.
All right, great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay down on our backs. Okay, so just kind of lay down. And you're gonna bring the knees in towards your chest. So I know Patricia's done some reformer workout. Christine, I don't know if you have. We're gonna go through kind of a little.
I've taken mat Pilates and I do a lot of yoga.
Okay, awesome. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the knees in towards our chest. You're gonna press the arms down into the mat. You're gonna flex the feet and the legs are together. From here, we're going to just extend the knees. So you're reaching out through the heel and bring the legs back in. You want to keep a little bit of inner thigh contraction, a lot of upper arm contraction. So you're pressing the arms back while you go. Okay, we're gonna do one more of these. Awesome. Now we're going to grip the toes, kind of like you're trying to hold a broom. You're gonna clean the house. So you're gonna hold the broom underneath the toes. So they're squeezing, so you don't let go of it. And we go back to these leg pressing out and bending ins. Stretch the legs out and curl them in. Good. Awesome. We're gonna do one more of these, the broom handle one. And then we're gonna flex the feet. We're gonna bring the knees wide, the heels stay together. This is called a frog. When we press out, we are going to point the toes. When you bend in, you flex the feet back. Pull the navel to spine if you're not already. We want to keep the abs flat and engaged. That's going to help protect your back and will also help you get more of the workout. So more of the workout meaning more ab strengthening. Okay, one more of these frogs. Awesome. Now, just give yourself a little hug, rock side to side, sort of to relax your back a little bit. Okay, place the feet down on the mat, take the feet a little bit wide apart, turn out, arms come down. We're gonna lift the hips straight up into a bridge. So as you're doing the bridge, it's a lot of glutes, a lot of hamstrings, and still working those back of the upper arms. We're gonna slowly lower the hips back down, lightly touch the mat, and then push your hips right back up again. Squeeze those glutes, good. Lower down, and then back up. Now, this one can be nice if you guys have been sitting in a chair today. Have either of you been doing a lot of chair stuff or on the computer? I know I have. So from the hips, this will stretch that out. It's also gonna work a little bit of the back side of the body. So it's glutes, again, hamstrings, triceps. So all the stuff on the back. All right, great. So when you lower the hips back down, we're gonna walk the feet back together and we're gonna put the arms back by the side, bring the knees into your chest. Now we're gonna straighten the legs up to the ceiling this time. Flex the feet, keep the knees straight. We're gonna lower the legs halfway towards the floor and then bring them back up basically to vertical. Keep the low back rounded into the mat. So you don't wanna arch the back when you lower the legs. So keep the ribs pulled in. Nice, girls, perfect tempo. Let's do 2 more of those. So nice and slow like this is gonna create a lot more muscular contraction than a fast motion, right? So bend the knees, bring your legs about hip distance apart. You wanna keep the knees bent to 90 degrees. We're gonna alternate legs on this one. So it's called toe touches. So you think about the knee moving away from the body, but you wanna keep it bent to 90. You don't wanna straighten the knee or bend it. So you kind of wanna think about the leg being just like a sandbag. It's really just a weight that drops down and comes back up. Good. Patricia, try not to bend your knee. Think about the thigh bone moving away from your body. I'm using your full name. Patricia? All right. One more, girls, on each side. Should definitely be feeling some heat in the lower abdominal area. And bring the knees into your chest, rock side to side. All right, perfect. Now, what we're gonna do next, you can lift your head. So Christine, I don't have your health history, so want to be smart. If you have any neck issues or injuries in the past, you may want to keep your head down. If you don't, you can lift the head for this. They're both very similar. They're just two options.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't have any injuries.
Okay, so bring your head up, look towards your tailbone or navel. Put your hands around one of your legs on the shin. Stretch the other leg out. So you should be able to look at the toes now on the leg that's straight. We're going to switch legs. So now you're looking at the other set of toes, right? So as we do this one, the back stays rounded to the mat. Nice, ladies. Keep going with this one. I'm getting sweaty through my core. Maybe you guys are too. Got up to 100 today, right? All right, bring both these into your chest, lower your head, and just rock side to side. All right, awesome. So now we're gonna do, this is called a double leg stretch. So it's very similar, but instead of one leg at a time, we do both. So go ahead and bring the head up again. So from here, when you stretch both legs out, the arms go up, the arms go behind you, and then we curl it back in, okay? So arms go up, behind you, and curl it back in. So it's kind of like you're holding like a big imaginary ball. Behind you, and in. Keep that back, round it down into the floor. 2 more. Excellent. Good. Rock side to side. And we're going to roll over on the one side of your body. So when you roll over, there's a couple different ways you could set up your arm and head. So one, most people I work with like to do this because it's a little more comfortable. You can do that, or this is a little more traditional for Pilates. Pick one. I really don't care. They're both going to work out your outer hips. So from here, we're going to keep my feet are flexed, both of them, and my legs are about 3 inches in front of my hips. The free hand's just going to rest in front of the chest, and you want to keep the navel to spine. So you're consciously creating a little flattening through here. That'll maximize the ab strengthening the workout. So from there, we're going to take the top leg, we're going to lift it straight up and straight down. So we're doing a simple scissor motion, up and down. Now when you do that, keep the hips nice and stacked. Make sure you're not rolling back. All right, great guys. Now take the leg up about halfway, hold it there. Now the top leg is going to come up to meet it and down. Should be a little more challenging. Up and down. Okay, great. Now go ahead and lower both legs. Take the top leg up a few inches, point the toe, externally rotate your hip, and now we're going to lift and lower. So we're going to stay turned out with the pointed toe this time. Keep that knee as straight as you can. Awesome. Now take the top leg, flex the foot, internally rotate from the hip, and we're going to lift and lower it like that. Great. Now lower the leg down. So we're going to do one more little combination. So what this is going to be, lift it a little bit, point the toe, externally rotate it. Now it gets a little different. We're gonna bend the knee, sliding the foot in along the bottom leg, straighten the knee, flex the foot, not there yet, internally rotate the leg and bring it down. So we kind of combine several things. Point, externally rotate, slide the foot, straighten the knee, flex the foot, internally rotate. This is where it gets a little more body coordination and a lot of comparisons to dance, right? There's a lot of coordinating going on and a lot of hip strengthening going on. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more of this combination move. All right, ladies. Now, go ahead, if you're not already laying down, I think you both are, go ahead and lay down on the arm. We're gonna lift and lower both legs together. You're gonna feel this in the side abdominals here. Still in the front. And we're gonna do 4 more of this one as well. All right, beautiful job. We're gonna change to the other side. There we go. I can see you better now. All right, great. So now, there you go. So Christine's nice and propped up. So we're gonna start by lifting and lowering. It's like a scissor, just the top leg. Good. Now, Christine, can you feel that happening through here?
Here?
Yeah, there should be a little bit of work through here.
Yeah.
So if you put your hand here, you should feel that contracting.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now take the leg up about halfway, bottom leg goes up to meet it. Okay, excellent. All right, bring the legs down. Now take the top leg up, point the toe, turn out, lift and lower. Stay turned out. So we're still getting work on the outer hips. It's just a slightly different area, slightly different muscle. Okay. Now bring it down, flex the foot, internally rotate, and lift and lower. Great, you guys are both so coordinated. Perfect. Now bring the leg down. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna point the toe, turn out, bend the knee, straighten the leg up, flex the foot, and then internally rotate. Point, turn out, and slide, and then internally rotate. So make sure you're externally rotating it when you point the toe and internally rotating it when you flex it. Nice, ladies. This is kind of a fun one, isn't it?
Yeah, I like this.
And we can do this all in the space of the Pilates mat on the floor. It doesn't take a lot of room. Okay, last one. Awesome. Now go ahead and lay down, both of you, on the arm, and we're gonna flex the feet and lift and lower both legs together. Excellent. Come all the way down. How are you guys doing?
All right.
Both okay? Making sure that you vacuumed really well.
Right.
Little magnifying glass. All right, cool. So now we're going to do a couple more things on the floor. We're going to roll onto our stomach though. So I'm picking some exercises that will be easier for you to see at the same time. So from here, you're going to interlace the fingers, the elbows and forearms are down, and you're lifting the chest. But you don't want to we don't want to be sagging. So the elbows and forearms are down, interlace the fingers. Yeah. So you're making this an active movement by lifting the chest forward. You're tightening the tummy and you want to feel a little bit of glute and hamstring contraction. Make sense? Now from here, we're gonna start with the right leg. You're gonna bend the knee and we do 2 kicks, heel to butt and lower it down. I've got a pointed toe. So we're gonna go to the left leg. 2 kicks. Good. So as we alternate sides, it's stretching out the quads and hips. We stay tight through the abs. So this is a nice back exercise and hip stretch. Now flex the foot and do the same thing. So we kick twice and down. And no pets are on camera yet. They usually get involved about now because they think you're playing.
Mine's locked out. I have a
Yeah, mine is my kids. I had to lock my 3 kids out.
It's fun, but sometimes you got to have your me time, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's do this one more time on each side. Okay, great. Now, the next one we're going to do is take the arms out. You're going to lower down. So it'll be a little harder to see me. Take the legs a little bit apart, abs stay tight, and we're going to go up to a swan. So it's a little bit different than the yoga one. So your hands are going to be right outside the shoulders with the elbows down to start. Yeah? And then when you lift, the elbows will come up just a little bit, but you want to keep the abs tight. Nice, ladies. And then lower down slow. So it's done with control and a little bit of muscular effort through the back side of the body, primarily like glutes, hamstrings, and postural muscles in the spine. Open up those shoulders. Nice, ladies. Very good. Cool. Let's do one more of these. Well done. So when we lower down, we're going to come up onto all fours. Okay, hopefully it's okay with your floors at home. So from here, we're going to turn the fingertips in towards the center. Okay. So this is called lion drinking. So it starts by arching the back. So the tailbone goes up, you're looking forward, and you bend the elbows to lower your chin towards the floor. When you get to the floor, you bring the chin to your chest, you drop the tailbone towards the floor, and it makes your back stretch. So you come up like with this kind of cat stretch, yeah? Perfect. Now, arch the back. The idea is that you're a lion looking out to make sure she's safe right before she drinks the water. So you look forward over the horizon. Chest lowers down, nod the chin, and then you get this really cool little back stretch. Okay, let's do 2 more of these. Making sure that you're still breathing, nice, deep, full breaths. Come all the way up. That looked great. I can see you both really well. So take the fingertips forward. Now what we're going to do is more of a classic cat stretch. So we go into a big arch, tailbone to the ceiling, chest nice and forward, proud, and then we round the back. So the tailbone reaches to the floor, eyes go up towards the navel, relax your neck, and then big arch. Very good. And then around. Right? Keep a nice amount of pressure, like grounding through the heels of the palms. And round. Excellent. Let's do 1 more in each position. Very good. Now, once we get a nice round, neck is relaxing, we're going to come back to neutral. Okay? Cool. Now from here, we're going to do 1 more thing on our hands and knees. Is that okay? You guys okay on hands and knees? So take the opposite arm and leg, are going to lift off and reach forward. When you get here, ladies, yeah, try to keep the back as neutral as possible. Very nice. Now, come down with control, and then we'll do the other side. So we want to reach it out, keeping that back neutral. Nice, good adjustment, Christine. Yep, Patricia, doing good. Come on down. So we want to maintain, Patricia, you're doing great with the speed. So make it nice and slow and feel your body weight shift as it figures out how to balance, right? And we try to keep that as stable as possible, as quiet as possible. Great, we're gonna do one more on the opposite side. Awesome. Now when you come in, let's go ahead and do like a child's pose, type of a rest position to stretch your back out. See if you can get your forehead to touch the floor. That way it will relax your neck a little bit. Excellent. Okay, ladies, go ahead and come out of child's pose, and we're gonna sit, let's do mermaid. So you both are flexible where you can come into this mermaid position. So you're gonna have the knees stacked over to one side. So this is often weird. I have scoliosis, so you can sometimes see my curvatures, but this is a really good one to kind of strengthen the obliques. So from here, you're gonna take the arms out to the side, and we're gonna move towards the side away from the feet first. Yeah, this one will take a little more space, right? So you can kind of, I'm on the Pilates mat, so I'm using that amount of space. Slide down towards your elbow and reach the other arm overhead. So you're gonna lengthen through that arm, stretching the shoulder a little bit. Use your abdominal muscles when you come up. So try not to push up with the hand so much. Grab the ankles, the other arm comes up and then behind the shoulder. So it's a crazy tricep stretch and like on the ribs, right? Arms to the side. We're gonna do a couple more on this side. Slide out to the elbow and lengthen everything out. Nice. Come up, grab the ankles, bring the arm all the way up and then behind your head. Yeah. Let's do one more on this side. Out and slide and reach. Good. Come back up. Arm overhead. See if you can get that tricep stretch. Yeah. Christine, look at your ankles. Turn your neck the other way. There you go. Awesome. Now, when we come to the center, we're going to switch sides. So we can do this sort of classy, if you have enough room. So from here, we start side, and then we go out and reach. Nice. Coming up. Grab those ankles. Big stretch. And up. Nice, beautiful. Yeah, that makes it a little more powerful when we don't just push off the floor, right? Because you have to find that strength in your core and the side abdominals. Drop those shoulders, Patricia. Last one.
Famous last words.
And a big stretch here. All right, back out and down. So we're gonna come into an elephant stretch. So you basically come onto the hands and knees. You tuck the toes under and you lift up. Now when you're lifting up, you wanna walk the hands back towards your feet. Your heels will probably be lifted. So you wanna think about having the tailbone reaching towards the floor. So we're rounding through like the lower back area that's rounded. Yeah, look up towards the navel. And this is called treading the feet. So one heel goes to the floor while the other one lifts. And they both go up, and then you alternate sides. So it's a big stretch for the calves, one at a time. So one heel goes down, the other one lifts. They both lift in the middle. So I don't do a lot of yoga, but I think there's a walking the dog. So walk your hands out a little. Oh, you were very flexible. You're fine. Christine's like,
I'm a little hypermobile.
it looks comfortable though.
It is.
All right. Now from here, walk the hands towards your feet Let your knees bend a little bit. Let your body hang, shake any tension out of the neck and shoulders. And we're gonna slowly come up to standing. Kind of roll through your spine a little bit. All right, now, we've got one more exercise to do, and we have 2 different ways we can do it. We're gonna do a push-up. Now, you can do the push-up on your wall, but I think Christine doesn't have a lot of wall space.
I do. I can maneuver. I can move around if I need to.
Okay, so we can do it on the wall or on the floor. I'll let you guys choose. The wall is nice. The wall is a nice way to practice push-ups, and we could do different intensities. So for the wall push-up, when you set up, you're gonna go over towards your wall. I'm gonna lift up my microphone because I think it's hard to hear me. So stand. Okay, now when you're over by the wall, you want to step back as far as feels good for you. I'm back about 4 feet. I'm 5'9". I do a lot of push-ups. So this will give me a good amount of tensioning where I can feel some strength training in my upper body. And you want to maintain a nice length through the spine. Your heels will most likely lift or rock up off the floor, and that's fine. So you feel the heels lift and lower, Patricia. So from here, I go down. The Pilates style push-up is going to be bending the elbows towards the floor, girls, and that gives us a little more triceps. Most of us want longer, leaner muscles here than we care about the chest. Christine, don't let your head drop down. So stay lengthened through the spine, keep your abs tight. Yeah, and then push yourself away from the floor. Think less about bringing the chin forward, think more about bringing the pelvis forward. Just a little bit. Nice pat. Excellent, ladies. Okay, now go ahead and come up to standing. Bring your back up against your wall. Take your feet in front of you a little bit wider than your hips. Hands a little bit wider than the hips. And we're gonna do like a sit to stand, a squat. So your back is gonna slide on the wall. You wanna keep it nice and flat. And you wanna get the hips as low as you feel comfortable. We're nice and warmed up. So we should be able to get a decent amount of depth here. I have a lot of seniors do this because they have a hard time, or it can become hard to sit on a lower surface as we age, especially like toilets and stuff. But it's also, I do this myself all the time because it's such a nice way to strengthen our legs. It gets us in good posture so we don't put any pressure or strain on the back, right? So it's opening up our chest, but it's a great butt and leg strengthener. Okay, go ahead and do 2 more of those. I'm gonna watch you guys. Awesome, do you like those? Some great things that you can do, you know, without even getting in the floor, like these are a couple of them. All right, so go ahead and come forward, and we're just gonna do another little breath check-in like we did earlier. So one hand on your ribs, your other hand up here on the chest, get nice and tall, take some nice deep breaths. We're doing about 30 to 40-minute workouts, so we're about at time for today. So I hope that your breathing feels nice and centered. I hope you can really focus on your rib cage and how your body feels right now, and that you have a good energy to kind of go throughout the rest of your evening. Did you guys like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Are you doing it again next week, Holly?
Yeah, this is the first of the regular series. So it's going to be every Tuesday at 5:30. So please join me again next week. I'd love to see you both.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thanks, Holly. Behave. Be
Thank
good.
you.
My pleasure.
Don't be too good, though.
Thanks.
Bye.